Hi everyone, Dante here. Welcome to this beautiful full moon day. I'm going to talk a little bit about the full moon and the energies of February leading to the new moon, taking some wisdom from both Vedic and Western astrology to give a full perspective. So thanks for tuning in today. The moon is full moon in Leo in the Western system, and full moon in Cancer in the Vedic system. So the Western is very archetypal. Working with this archetype of Leo is stepping into bold expression and confidence and leadership and creativity. Leo is a very creative energy, a royal energy, and you might feel some of this quality at an archetypal level. Now, we've just come from the Imbolc, which is the pagan holiday marking the time between the solstice and the equinox. And traditionally, this is a time of planting seeds and setting our intentions for the year to come. So we're starting to move out of the months of the winter and into the summer. Of course, based the spring rather. So we plant our seeds now for them to be harvested later. And the same is true in the Vedic um, way of seeing things. This is called the Magha Purnima. So on the moon at this around this time of year is the time to plant the seeds. And so in the larger term perspective of our life, this is the time to plant those seeds. So the moon is taking this aspect of Jupiter that's really protecting it and bringing this fortune and prosperity to this full moon potentially. It's bringing in a positive energy. Full moons are always positive, but there's some extra positive expansion here and a chance to attain some wisdom. Though the moon is, Uranus is square to the sun and moon, and the square of Uranus brings this unexpected element. And Uranus is, in a sense, a spiritual planet of awakening to higher knowledge and wisdom, but in this sort of electric or surprising way. Uranus deals with shocks and surprises and unexpected and sudden awakening, and it can shake things loose. So there can be this bringing to the surface, because Uranus is about what is undiscovered and bringing that to the surface, right? So it's taking some of this energy to help us see what might be hidden. Now, from the Vedic perspective, this moon is in a nakshatra, so that's a smaller constellation. It's technically it means stars. It's a couple stars. So there's the 12 signs by the seasons of the year and the sun. 12 is the number of what it takes to fit that into a full year. So those relate more to the sun. And the 27 is the signs of the moon. 27 days from one phase of the moon to the next. It's really 27.3, that's another story. But anyway, what we need to know now is this 27th nakshatra, this 9th nakshatra rather, of Ashlesha, is connected to the god Sarpa. This is snake god. And the snake is connected very much with this Kundalini energy, but it's connected with transformation, it's connected with poison and venom. So this is a potent time for healing and releasing any toxic charges built up within us, releasing any heavy energies within us. It's a time of casting out and purifying, as these are some of the higher qualities of serpent medicine, is that the serpent is always continuously shedding its skin in order to be, here in Cambodia, lots of little children playing around the retreat center on the weekends when it's off duty. But anyway, so the higher quality of the serpent energy again is shedding the skin, shedding what no longer serves. And if there's any sort of heavier shadow work that needs to be done, this is a great time to do it. It's both some of that Uranus energy and this Ashlesha energy is connected with this Kundalini, or that which lies beneath the surface. And the Kundalini energy, as it is the most powerful energy in the body that leads to our enlightenment, as it moves it through the chakras, it's what brings those dormant samskaras or belief systems, negative patterns that we're not aware of, and shines them into our face so that we can see them more clearly. So it's a really beautiful time to become more aware. And of course, it's always a great time to become more aware, but there's a heightened quality, there's a heightened potential energy with this full moon. Now, what are some of the other things that are happening astrologically? Good you asked. Um, so there's this square between planets Mars and Venus that was really exact yesterday, but we'll see it for some more days. And it could have brought some conflict, tensions, and relationships, or it could have brought this positive sort of sexual tension that leads to a lot of connecting in a deeper, more electric, sexual way. Or it could be showing us that our boundaries in our relationships are a little bit off. So we've got this in Western Venus in Pisces and Mars in Gemini that's causing some of this tension. And Mars in Gemini is like very active, doing thousands of things at once, sending our energy in many directions, learning, thinking, playing all at once. So there's sort of this Mars scattered energy when Mars is in Gemini. And Venus is exalted in Pisces that brings in this higher connection to love, beauty, arts, creativity. And so anyway, there's this power that Venus gets in that sign of Pisces. That tension might be showing up in our relationships or in our business partnerships. So it's good to bring some awareness to that to help go deeper into the connection if that's what you really want. Now, Venus is going to be connecting later in this month in a week or so with the great planet Pisces, great planet Neptune, Lord of Pisces, and so Neptune is like this higher octave of spiritual love. There's some unconditional love and cosmic love that comes with Neptune, and when the planet of personal love and this cosmic spiritual love come together, there's this sort of uniting of our human realm love with the higher spiritual sort of love, and it can be a very kind of blissful time. And Neptune simultaneously has this quality of dissolving. Neptune dissolves the illusions, or Neptune creates the illusions if it's a negative aspect of Neptune. So there might be some illusions of love that need to be deconstructed, or ways of getting more real in our loving connection, or ways of bringing some more of that cosmic energy into how we relate that takes place through that transit. What else is happening? All of the planets are direct right now, and this is a really positive thing, as that there's no sort of stagnant energy or introspective energy that's slowing down things. So it's a really good time to move full steam ahead with what our projects and what our ambitions and what our ideals are. And yeah, enjoy that while it lasts, because somebody's about to go retrograde again in a short while. Almost always something is retrograde. And so looking at some other influences from this Vedic perspective, included this in a post not too long ago on Facebook. But anyway, there's so in Vedic, which is 24 degrees back, Saturn, the slowest moving planet, just switched signs from the slowest moving of the visible planets used in Vedic. There's slower moving planets, but moved into Aquarius. And that's one of the strongest places for Saturn in Aquarius, so that's positive. It's bringing things more to the societal level in terms of making progress, taking steps forward in Aquarius. And also this is creating a sort of planets have this drishti, right? They look a certain amount of houses away, and they cast a gaze there, and that brings some energy there. And when two malefics are gazing at the same house, or one is in a house and another casts its gaze there, it curses that place. So the sign of Aries is having this sort of curse effect at this moment, where whatever planets you have in Aries can be undergoing some transformation. It relates with air, so air is separation. If you have Venus in Aries, there could be a feeling of separation in relationships, right? If there's a Jupiter in Aries, you could have some separations with your father. So you want to look at the significations of the planet and see, oh, maybe there's this air element coming in that needs to come into balance. And both of these planets, Saturn more so brings some sort of depression, anxiety, and Rahu brings a bit of confusion or craving. And together there's a sort of feeling of loss or separateness when there's these two aspects there. So look in your Vedic chart to what planets or what houses Aries, and just note that, ooh, this is an area where there can be tension. And this sort of more intense energy is also being cast on the sign of Taurus, where Mars is sitting, and Mars has been in Taurus for a long time, and because it was retrograde, right? And then Rahu gazes one house forward, the second house from Rahu. It's technically the 12th because Rahu's looking backwards, but nonetheless, Rahu looking at that second house from it. And so there we see that, you know, this sign of Taurus is having Mars and Rahu connected and gazing to it. And Mars is like impulsivity and aggression. Rahu, again, confusion or craving or delusion. So there can be some impulsive thoughts with the Taurus energy. What you have in Taurus might be a little bit more impulsive than normal or a little bit confused. So pay attention to what your Taurus placements are. And also this is affecting Scorpio too, right? There's a lot of these curses in the air at this moment. Oddly, where the planets are placed is causing this. Scorpio has the 7th aspect of Mars and the 10th aspect of Saturn. So Scorpio is also getting hit a little bit, and I believe, let me do this, think this through in my head a second. And also Leo, right? So Leo is taking the the 4th aspect of Mars and the 7th aspect of Saturn. So we have this kind of, again, energies of depression, anxiety, impulsiveness affecting almost all of the fixed signs. And so if you have planets, there are several planets there, just look to them and see, well, what could be going on. And if you don't fully know how to read and interpret that and plan accordingly, I do offer readings. So contact me about that if you want to take a look in. And also, what else is happening? So, okay, taking a look further forward, we have the new moon around the 20th or 21st, depending on where you are in the world. And that new moon will be in Pisces in the Western system, and Aquarius in the Vedic system. So, yeah, this new moon going inward, turning in. The new moon's not really having any negative aspects, or any aspects at all, so it might be a more tranquil time. In that sign of Pisces is spirituality, renewal, and the new moon's always introspected. Pisces also has this quality of knowledge, seeking art, creativity, connection to other realms. So these are all things that could be explored with that Pisces new moon. And it's very close to Saturn, that new moon. So there's a more serious quality to it. Saturn can make things serious, and when we have planets interacting with Saturn, we get kind of disciplined or focused around that area of life, or we see that maybe we don't have that kind of discipline and focus, and it's useful to cultivate it. So use that new moon as a time to introspect and contemplate those areas of your life that you might want to have some improvement within. Contemplate those Pisces qualities of spirituality, Aquarius qualities of service to the greater good, and having that sort of practical, pragmatic approach to evolution, and allowing yourself to think and feel a little bit outside of the box. Though this is really this particular full moon, taking it back to the present, which is obviously most important, but in the present, of course, especially with this moon, we're planting seeds, so we're seeing what's coming, but it's this Leo energy of stepping into our power, stepping into pure, joyful self-expression and unconditional love, and letting that light shine. So enjoy it, and enjoy the positive aspects of this full moon, because there's many, and allow it to bring about some uncovering of things that might be hidden, and take them in with gratitude and with dedication, and trust that, yeah, this is a year where many powerful things will shift. So thanks for watching this video. Let me know what you think. And I am offering Vedic chart readings. I offer Western chart readings as well. Right now, until from this full moon to the next full moon, I'm offering them on donation. It wouldn't last forever, so there is this window where if you want to get a reading at whatever cost works for you, this is a great time to connect and book one in. So I would be really happy to read your chart and help you see deeper into yourself and understand what energies are influencing you in your life. The Vedic system is really deep and shows the timing of different events and timing of how things play out, and it also shows how other people in your life may have influenced you, or what goes on in their world as well. And it shows, well, many things, like our innate talents and our luck, and it's less about the personality that we see in the Western system, and a lot more about how your destiny, your karma, is shaping your life path. And you can get a taste of that and dive in if you feel called to it. I'd be really happy to connect. Thanks again for watching. Much love, and hope you have a really fantastic rest of your day then.